evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is CrazyZaku, and I'm bringing you all that hits and misses here in Let's Play Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. Now, from our last time, we were questioning our man Powers here, and he's, you know, Powers is legitimately trying to, go, hey, yo, this could be a thing, this could be this, and we're trying to stall the trial because we need the police force to be able to find Maya's, location, and we can't do that if we get a guilty verdict or a not guilty verdict before this happens. So we're going to continue here today, and we're going to see how things go. And of course, if you guys want to see episodes like this live in living color, I hope you know you can join the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TCWCrazyZaku, every Saturday, 4 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hope you guys will join me there. And if not, that's okay. You can always watch it here on YouTube. And, you know, I'm just happy that you guys watch. I really am. Let's get back to it, guys. Let me get back into my fucking character. Okay. After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went, and I'm never gonna have Powers' voice knocked down. Knocked on Matt's door just like that. He gave something to the room person inside the room. And then the old guy just left without even going into the room. After that, I went to the bathroom and then back to my seat. That's the most useless testimony I've ever fucking seen. So the bellboy, after leaving the crime scene, next went to the defendant's room? Yeah, I kind of saw that by accident. Some accident? I'd say you saw too much. And all of it was suspicious to high heaven. I think it's safe to say that we can no longer consider this bellboy to be normal. Now then, let's get started, shall we? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor.
Hold it!
I said hold it! Okay. That's better. What kind of statement is that? Please elaborate and give us a few more details. Okay. I should probably ask him only one question at a time. He gave something to this person? Yeah. And what was this something? If I remember what it was, it wouldn't be. I wouldn't be calling it something, would I? But this implies that something was removed from the scene of the crime. Are you sure you really can't remember, Mr. Powers? I think it was something kind of small. This is an incredibly crucial piece of information. Please try to remember what it was. I'll try. In the meantime, let's talk of another point. Namely, what did the bellboy do next? So after he gave the person inside the room the thing, then the old guy just left without even going into the room. Alright, we saw this. So who took this something the bellboy handed off? Oh, well, actually, I don't know. What do you mean? I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm. Only the arm? Then you're saying you didn't see the person's face? Yeah. I would like to summarize the testimony up to this point, if you don't mind. When the bellboy left the crime scene, he immediately went to the defendant's room. There, he handed a small item of some sort to the person inside. As for the person who received the item, all you could see was the person's arm. Yes, it was just like that. Mr. Edgeworth, is this all really important?
Of course, Your Honor. I think this is of the utmost importance. This is when whatever was removed from the crime scene was handed over to the client.
Mr. Powers, please, try to remember what it was the bellboy handed off.
Well, let's see. I think it was... No.
If you remember, please add it to your testimony.
Yes, sir. If I saw it again, I could say for sure, but I think it was some sort of wooden statue?
Objection!
What was the point of that pregnant pause?
Where did that ejection come from? Well, speak up!
Oh, it was me, Your Honor.
What is it, Phoenix?
I have a feeling that something bad is going to happen once I show this.
Mr. Wright, if you have something to say, please spit it out.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay, Phoenix. Deep breath. Mr. Powers, there's something you saw. Was it this item? Oh, hey! Yeah, that's it! That's the something! Wow, Mr. Wright, you really figured it out! I recall we found this at Matt Ungard's mansion.
At the defendant's house? What does this mean?
It's simple, Your Honor. Shelley the killer assassinated Juan Corona in his room. And then he stole this wooden bear from the scene of the crime.
Then the bear being found at Mr. Ungard's mansion would mean...
It goes without saying, Your Honor. Mr. Matt Ungard is the client's killer.
Order! Order in the court! I said order! Mr. Wright, this is the most unfortunate turn of events for you.
Yeah. Sorry, Mia.
No, it's all right. Your judgment was sound. Actually, I figured the bear would come up. If not now, then it would have later on. Even if you hadn't shown it to the court, I'm sure your friend Edgeworth would have.
I almost forgot that he knew about it too.
I think it's clear that there's no need for us to continue this trial. I can't let this happen. I have to do something. There has to be something we overlooked. Your Honor, a minute, please. Yes, Mr. Wright. There are still a few points left that we've not fully explored.
What are you trying to pull?
Oh, well, we can't have that. All right, Mr. Wright. What questionable point would you like to explore further?
There was one thing in Mr. Powers' testimony that was very unclear, and that is the identity of the person who received the bear. He gave something to the person inside the room. Oh, I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm. As long as we don't know who it was who took the bear, we can't be sure of... Ah!
What is it, Mr. Powers? You gotta scream like that, then at least give us a good reason why.
Sorry. Actually, so I remembered. I remember who took the bear. What?
Really?
I mean, I only saw his arm, but the arm. It was the Nickel Samurai's arm. I swear it. You've got to be kidding. Are you sure on that, Mr. Powers? Yeah, I'm sure it was the Nickel Samurai.
Order! Order! It looks like you dug your own grave, yet again.
How many times is that today? I've lost count. So the person who took in this little bear was the Nickel Samurai? And as we all know, Matt Ungard is the Nickel Samurai.
Thanks to the defense, we've made that all the clearer.
What am I supposed to do now? Mia, help!
You don't have time to act lost. You've got to find another angle to attack this from. Hurry.
Now, I will bring this cross-examination... Your Honor! Again, Mr. Wright. We've already removed any and all questionable areas of this testimony.
It's about time you were removed from this court, Mr. Wright. I have to find something. Even one more little point will do.
There's still questions left unanswered.
What are you trying to pull?
Oh, well, we can't have that. All right, Mr. Wright, what questionable point would you like to explore further?
I think it's fairly obvious that the bear itself is very questionable.
The bear, Mr. Wright?
This was found in Mr. Ungard's mansion. However, Mr. Ungard was arrested at the hotel that night, which means that since the murder occurred, he has not had a chance to go home.
Oh,
I think Your Honor has already figured out what I'm trying to say.
it is not possible that it was Mr. Ungard who took this bear to his mansion. Well, why, that's very true. We didn't consider that point, Mr. Wright. There was no way time-wise for the defendant to have taken the bear home.
Whew, disaster averted. You haven't gotten the best of me yet, Mr. Wright. Huh? I remember it clear as day. I remember what you muttered to yourself at Ungard's mansion. We had this area completely surrounded. There is no way for him to escape. I can't believe it. That butler, all this time, he was the killer? The killer and Ungard were working together, so to speak. And the killer was hiding at Ungard Mansion as its butler.
What a bold move!
The bear figurine was brought back to Ungard Mansion by the killer himself. When it looked like he was about to be arrested, Ungard had to do so. I assumed because it would have been bad to had the police found it during their investigation. Well, Mr. Wright, you've been quiet for a while now.
This is too much. Isn't there anything I can attack at all? I think we've heard enough. We now know why this bear figurine was at the defendant's mansion, as well as who it was that received the bear from the assassin in his room. Everything has become very clear. The client who hired the assassin to commit the murder was Mr. Matt Ungard. I see no reason for this trial to continue. I will now hand down my verdict.
Thank you, Your Honor, for your understanding. You see, Mr. Wright, you could not win against the truth, could you? First of all, fuck you. Second of all, I knew it would turn out this way. After all, what Edgeworth has stated is the truth.
Any last objections, Mr. Wright?
Well, do I? What should I do?
I will now announce my...
There's only one way for me to drag this trial out. The only thing I have left is this one dirty trick. Your Honor, right now we have these two reasons to believe my client is the assassin's client. Reason number one, he accepted the bear figurine from the assassin. Reason number two, that very same figurine was found at Ungard Mansion. However, it's possible this is all the work of a certain other person.
What are you saying?
What I am saying is, it's possible a different person is the killer's real client.
The real client?
Yes. Is that all you have?
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your theory. Who do you say is the killer's real client and therefore the real murderer? Adrian Andrews.
Yes. We already know that she tried to frame Matt Ungard for the crime by wearing a spare nickel samurai costume. Then the nickel samurai's arm that I saw, that could have very well been Miss Andrews.
But what about Mr. Ungard?
If you would please recall yesterday's testimony. The defendant was taking a nap during the break period.
That's right. Then, finding this figure in Mr. Ungard's mansion,
it was a well-laid trap set by Miss Andrews.
Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion on this?
I can't even begin to count the flaws in the defense logic. Besides, there is no evidence to support it. However, I can't fully discount its possibility either. What is with this trial? Come on! Anyone can tell Ungard did it! I can't believe the defense would go as far to pin guilt on someone else.
Yeah, unbelievable. It's not something petty. It's murder of all things.
This is the same Maya. This is the same Maya. Even if the whole world turns against me, this is the one fight I can't give up on.
Order! God damn it, I said order. All disrupted parties will be forced to leave this courtroom.
Your Honor. For the benefit of the defense, I'm willing to play along with his what-if game.
His what-if game, Miss Edgeworth?
The prosecution is prepared to challenge the defense's theory. Mr. Wright, even you must have thought it was strange and wondered. Why would the criminal want this little wooden bear? He's right. The killer did specially bring that bear to Ungard right away. Why do you ask? Is there something special about it? Oh, absolutely. And I'm sure that once the court knows its significance, the true killer's identity will become crystal clear. Your Honor, the prosecution calls upon a witness who will clear all doubts against Miss Andrews.
And who would that be?
It's quite simple, Your Honor. Miss Adrian Andrews herself.
I see. Well then, the court will take a short 10-minute recess. The prosecution will prepare its witness in that time.
Yes, Your Honor. March 23, 11:54 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3.
Oh, I knew it was a good idea to hold her hostage. Don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? But I never thought in your desperation you'd try to pin the guilt on Adrian. I swear this demon will pay.
Mr. Nick!
Pearls? Where's Mia?
I don't know. A really strong power suddenly called her away.
A really strong power?
Oh, Mr. Nick, your phone is...
It's from Gumshoe. How's it going? Have you been hanging in there, pal? Yeah, sorta. We just barely found something to latch onto. That's good, pal. What about you? Anything yet? Figure out where to kill her in my hour? We still don't have any leads, but... What? We don't have any more time! If we had just one, even a single clue would be really helpful. I was only able to come this far because I kept thinking to myself, I gotta keep the trial going until Maya's been rescued. But have I just run out of luck this time? Is all of our hope for naught? Huh? A tent? I could see a circus tent. Mia? It looks like Maya was unconscious until just a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me.
So it was Maya that called you away.
She's locked in a dusty little room right now, but I could see a circus tent outside the window about 300 feet away.
Gumshoe, is there a circus in town right now? There's only one, pal, the very big circus.
Maya's somewhere within a 300-foot radius of the main tent.
What? Okay, hold on a second, pal. Hey, draw a circle on the map about a 300-foot radius from the main tent. Hurry!
And I can see a mailbox under the window just outside.
Gumshoe, there's also a mailbox. Okay, what else?
What else, Maya? I'm sorry, but it was a very small window. I couldn't see anything else. It felt like I was in an old office building, maybe the 3rd floor or so.
I heard her. An old office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, just hang in there a little longer, pal. Wish us luck.
Good luck.
I'll call you later, so don't let your battery die, okay, pal?
Maya's not hurt, right? She's in a pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's being starved. Gumshoe, please hurry. Looks like we're out of time. Are you all right, Phoenix? It's only a matter of time before Maya's rescued. I can do this. I just have to make this trial last a little longer.
March 22nd, 12:05 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. Court will now reconvene.
The killer, the man who murdered the victim, handed this to his client. From this, one obvious question arises. Why this particular item? I believe the answer to that question will provide us with the name of the real culprit. Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant's manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand. Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstructing of justice. However, you have been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of murder.
I understand.
Very good. Now, have you ever seen this bear before, Miss Andrews?
Of course I have. You have seen it before?
That's right. It's only natural the witness has. Miss Andrews, could you please enlighten the court to this bear's secrets?
All right.
Why? Why does she...
Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. At its center is a small cavity with just enough room to store a small item. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell it's a small jewelry box just by looking at it. So this figurine is a container of sorts? Yes. Looks can be deceiving, wouldn't you agree? Yeah, this is superb craftsmanship. Oh, yes, I nearly forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Oh, looks like there was really something to that bear after all.
A puzzle?
That's right. But it looks like an ordinary figurine.
Sure enough. To people who don't know, I'm sure they would never guess this was a puzzle. So, what kind of puzzle is this exactly? So you can take it apart. And how would one go about doing that?
Well, first turn its tail to the right, then push it in. Oh, yes, I see. After that, the arms and the legs are free to move and can be removed. Ooh, this is the most interesting.
A boy and his new toy. It's like he's 5 all over again.
Ooh, don't mind me. Go ahead and carry on.
I think he lost it. So what do you find after you take the puzzle apart?
And how do you know about this?
I know because I was the one who bought it.
Huh?
It was a souvenir from when a friend and I went to Switzerland.
Then this was a present from you?
That's right. It was a puzzle in the shape of a bear, so I thought it would be perfect for Juan.
So it was a present from Miss Andrews. Witness, let's continue with your testimony.
So, who exactly knew how to solve this puzzle?
Only the two of us, Juan and myself. It was a souvenir from Switzerland, so I doubt there are many people with the same bear in this country.
This looks like it can be easily broken, especially if someone wanted to get at what's inside.
Well, it's a toy, but it can never be the same again once it's broken.
Who else knows that this bear is actually a small container or a jewelry box?
I never told anyone. As long as Juan never told anyone either, then only the two of us knew.
The two of you, huh? And of course that means Mr. Guard didn't know, right? I think this is about all I'm gonna get for now. Well, Mr. Wright, I think even you have come to realize that there is one very important fact that we have uncovered, and that is this. This bear is actually a jewelry box. Now that we've agreed to this point, there's only one logical question that can come next, and that is this. What is inside this box?
What's inside?
That's right. That's what we're going to find out next. A witness.
Yes.
You are the only one who can open this. Please. I'm not going to lie, Miss Adrian Andrews is kind of cute. There's a painful silence hanging over the courtroom. All eyes are on Miss Andrews now that she's solves the puzzle and takes the bear apart.
I've opened it. Is this what you wanted?
What is that? It looks like a note. I don't think we need to guess at what this is, do we, Mr. Wright? It's the suicide note.
The suicide note?
The suicide note left by Juan Cordo's former manager, Celeste Impact. Until now, no one knew of its whereabouts, but just as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, Juan Corda himself. It seems Celeste Impacts had very beautiful handwriting, and she's just as beautifully signed her own name on this document. This is the most definitely the note she left right before she committed suicide.
Order! Witness, did you know about this? Yes, I did. I heard all about it from Juan. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public, but I couldn't find it anywhere.
Because it had already been taken by the killer. Everything is going at Mr. Edgeworth's pace. So now that the suicide note has been found, what's the next logical question? What is written on the note? That's right. At least that's what I would think. Now then, I believe it is only appropriate that the contents of this note be made known.
I can't stop you, can I? I went through so much just to get my hands on it. I was gonna burn it. For her sake.
I'm deeply sorry, but I can't allow you to persuade me to stop. Persuade, I can speak. Your Honor, if you could please read the contents of the note out loud.
Very well.
The judge's voice rang loud and clearly through the deathly silent courtroom. In her note, Celeste Impact left us a record of all that had happened to her, about being used and then thrown away by Guard, about being engaged to Corda and Guard's role in destroying that, about how she decided in her despair to end it all.
And that's all Miss Impacts had to say.
There is one thing I would like to say here. The prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. Ungard.
Then what?
Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder. Isn't that correct, witness?
Yes. On the night of the murder, Juan was going to make the contents of the note public. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference. My word.
Matt Ungard values above all else his refreshing like a spring breeze image. Which is why he had to stop this note from being made public. At any cost.
This time he went so far as to kill someone to stop him from revealing that. How terrible! What a selfish person!
I guess the rest of the lawyers out there will defend these creeps too.
There is no room for doubt here. Mr. the Killer's client's goal was to obtain this suicide note. And the only person who needed this note that badly is the defendant. Let's not forget that the bear with the note inside was found at the defendant's house.
It seems that we've come to the truth at last. The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He had no sympathy from anyone.
How am I supposed to escape from this one? Why the hesitation, Phoenix? Gumshoe hasn't called yet, so you know what you must do. I know! I have to carry on and buy him some more time! Okay, there are two deadly pieces of evidence, the figurine and the suicide note. Maybe somehow I can find a way out of this situation through one of those. The gavel is already in the judge's hands, Phoenix! Hurry!
The suicide note?
The suicide note or the figurine, which one of these should I pursue? Please wait, Your Honor.
Ah, man, look at that lawyer.
He's still going at it?
It's like he doesn't care that he's trying to get the killer off the hook.
I think Your Honor believes that Matt Ungard killed in order to obtain this note.
Yes, that is correct.
But that seems a little strange. In fact, I think there is a contradiction here. This note was hidden by Mr. Corda until the night of the murder. If that is the case, I say Matt Ungard could not have known what was written on this note.
Oh, I didn't think of that way. Think of it that way.
Exactly, but I did think of it that way, and I thought it was rather strange. No one in their right mind would kill for a note without first knowing what it said.
Order! Order! You make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion?
It was just a flash, but I think I did rather well on this one. Unfortunately, I think he believes differently.
I believe a show of appreciation is in order.
Huh?
The defense seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon itself. I would like to direct the court's attention to this.
What is that?
It's a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying.
Spying?
What the? I thought the spy camera was in my possession.
Matt Ungard and the victim both thought of the other as their biggest rival. They even went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weaknesses.
And?
The victim, Juan Corda, was being spied on. His personal life was being watched by none other than Matt Ungard.
Order! Order! Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
You don't tell me you knew about your client's spying activities.
Well, sort of.
Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright.
I see you are confused, Mr. Wright. You're probably thinking, but I have the camera that was in the stuffed bear's eye.
First of all, fuck you.
But this camera that I have is not the same one. Last night, I searched the victim's house on a hunch. Using this. Gumshoe's bug sweeper. By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera.
Matt Unguard's fingerprints were on there?
Well, Phoenix, it looks like those cameras were hidden all over the place, huh? What am I supposed to say to that evidence? I think this is the end. It's fairly obvious that Mr. Ungard learned of the suicide note through this. He was watching the victim all along. He got me good this time. I don't have anything to counter that.
Hey, now what's the lawyer thinking?
Mommy, is that man the bad guy killer?
Shush, stop, don't look at him.
You're way sweating this yourself. Ooh, nasty.
Phoenix. Yes, Chief. Have you figured out what you're going to do next yet?
What I'm gonna do next? Running away like a frightened child work?
I know it seems like Mr. Utrecht is very close to putting the lid on this case, but in his eagerness to prove his point, he forgot one and very important thing.
Well, what is it, Mia?
There is a piece of evidence that he really should investigate. Something he should investigate. I would really hate to see the good prosecutor get scolded for not remembering to look into the item when he had the chance. Why are you speaking in riddles all of a sudden?
All right, I think this time we finally understand everything. Well, Mr. Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you?
What is this piece of evidence that Mia is talking about? I figured out what it was. It still needs to be looked at, or should I let it go?
I have an objection, Your Honor.
That was about the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright.
Your Honor, the defense has no intention of letting this go so easily.
You're beginning to sound desperate.
That's just your imagination, Your Honor.
Mr. Edgeworth, this is not like you at all.
In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very important thing.
Hey, isn't that what I just said? Oh, so you're telling me that I forgot something?
You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth. But there's something you really should examine about this piece of evidence.
Take that! That is Miss Impact's suicide note, right?
Who knows? I mean, sure, this suicide note was found inside this bear, but this bear was in my possession until only a few moments ago, which means the handwriting on this suicide note has yet to be analyzed. Oh, so as to whether this pivotal piece of evidence was really written by Miss Impacts or not, that has yet to even be remotely confirmed.
Mr. Wright, you can't be seriously. Mr. Wright, are you saying this suicide note is a fake?
Miss Andrews, you were the one who tried to pin this murder on Mr. Ungard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it into this bear?
How dare you!
Objection! Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again. There's no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever.
Objection!
But if this is a fake, then the witness is the only one who could have made it. What? Recall the witness's testimony concerning this figurine. The only person other than the victim who could solve the puzzle is the witness herself. Miss Andrews, you wrote this note, didn't you? You wrote it so you could use it to frame Matt Ungard.
I did no such thing.
Objection! All right, if you're going to pronounce this suicide note a fake, then show this court some evidence to support your theory.
Objection!
Mr. Edgeworth, you were the one who presented this scrap of paper as evidence. That means the burden of proof lies with you, the prosecution.
That's enough! Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting on the suicide note?
It is as the defense has stated, the handwriting has yet to be analyzed.
If that's the case, it seems that yet again we've reached a point where a verdict is impossible.
Impossible? That's impossible! This isn't good, Phoenix. The judge is going to carry this trial over one more day. I don't think Maya will physically be able to make it another day.
I didn't want to have to do this, but I don't have a choice. I request that both the prosecution and the defense further investigate. Handwriting analysis.
Handwriting analysis, my butt. That's just a lawyer.
Oh, God is guilty. Look, any idiot can tell you that.
I think we've reached the end of the line.
Guilty, 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 guilty. What is that sound?
It's Gumshoe. Hello, Gumshoe? What is with them? And what's with that sigh?
Where's Maya? What happened to the killer?
He got away.
What? I'm sorry, pal. I really am. I don't know what to say besides I'm sorry. I wish there was some way to make it up to you. I really do. Anyway, what's going on? We found his hideout, pal. But the two of them were already gone.
This is terrible.
I'm gonna keep looking for them, pal. Don't you worry. I just need a little more time. But don't tell me we don't have any more.
Guilty, 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 guilty. All of that, over and over, blah, blah.
Do you hear that? They're calling for his head. Mr. Wright, I can't. For us to come this far and... Oh! What is it? Let me talk to Mr. Edgeworth. I can't do that.
Mr. Wright, would you please get a hold of yourself?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm about to end today's proceedings. You may take your phone calls after...
Hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth,
catch!
Take that.
Mr. Edgeworth. Please, you gotta buy us some more time.
The court is in session. I'm sorry, Your Honor, you were saying?
Mr. Wright, this is a court of law.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but...
I am reluctant to do this. However, it appears that I have no choice but to suspend the proceedings until tomorrow.
This time, I really can't do anything.
Court is now adjourned for the day.
Please wait, Your Honor. Edgeworth?
What is this, Mr. Edgeworth?
I humbly request another 30 minutes of Your Honor's time.
For what purpose?
We can perform the necessary tests of this piece of evidence in that time.
But can you really obtain your results in 30 minutes or less and your money back?
I believe we can, Your Honor.
Goddamn! But wouldn't it be better if we adjourned for today and then reconvene tomorrow?
30 minutes. Please, Your Honor. That's all I'm asking for. Please, Your Honor.
Very well. At the prosecution's request, this court will now take a 30-minute recess. Be advised that I will not allow another recess today.
I'm not sure if this is helping or hurting us.
The court will now take its final recess of the day.
March 23rd, 2:04 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. Right. Well, what's going on with the Maya situation? To kill her. It looks like he got away again. 30 minutes? Can't find her in that time. Report.
Is that Mr. Edgeworth?
We don't have time. Just spit it out. Right. It looks like we just missed him, sir. But the killer left a few things behind by accident in his rush to get away. A few things. Can we use any of them as evidence? I thought you'd ask, pal. I've got the things he left with me right now, and I'm on my way over. Really? That's odd. Any items like that are usually sent to the crime lab first. We don't have time to wait for those guys, sir. Well, when those guys weren't looking, I swiped the stuff and ran. What? Well, I'm not a detective anymore, so I had to. I'm really sorry, sir, but I've got to put the law on hold for now. That sounds bad. Hope he doesn't get in too much trouble over this. With my hunk-and-junk car, I'd say I'll be there in about 20 minutes, sir. Don't worry, I'll be there. Wait for me. All right, just get here in one piece. I'm on a mission and no one can stop me now, sir. No one. I'm pulling out all the stops and running every red light. Items left by the murderer, huh? Maybe there's something among them that will be decisive enough to end this. Hey, what's wrong? Detective Gumshoe, answer me. No one can stop me. What happened? Sounded like he had an accident. I'm guessing his cell phone broke as well. What was he thinking? We gotta hurry and call for help. But we have no idea where he is. His cell phone is broken and he wasn't driving a patrol car, so no radio either. Also, if we don't get to those items before they do, the police will take possession of them. No! We can't let that happen! Well, if there is a way we can find out where he is, then we stand a chance. Why? Oh, why did Gumshoe have to get into an accident now? Is there any way to find out exactly where he is at this moment? That's right! There is a way! What? How? I'm sure we can find out where Detective Gumshoe is through this!
Take that!
Why are you bringing up Francesca at a time like that? Oh, I see. I'll try to get in contact with her. The chances are slim, but she's all we have. Francisca. Will she even want to help us? Edgeworth? What is it? I don't have any right to judge anyone ever again. I know my client is guilty. But what I'm doing now, I'm pinning the guilt on someone totally innocent and using the evidence to do so. It might be my turn to say defense attorney Phoenix Wright chooses death. Right. It doesn't suit someone like you to cry useless tears. Whether you did your job well or not, that can only be seen after the verdict has been decided. The verdict?
Is Prosecutor Edgeworth here?
Yes, bailiff.
There's a phone call for you, sir. They said it was extremely urgent.
They're probably finished with the handwriting analysis. I have to go take this call. In the meantime, think hard about what it is you must do. Alright guys, I made this episode extra long to get through this particular part. We are going to save our game here. We are going to move into the part 2 of this, trial. And hopefully we can finally figure out how things go. And I hope you guys will join me for that. In the meantime, folks, my name is CrazyZaku. I brought you all the hits and misses here in Let's Play Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. Please share this video with your friends, your family, your loved ones, your enemies, and everyone in between. Drop a DT on that like button, cover for the 3. Smack that subscribe button like it owes you some money. Tickle that bell where it happens to be to stay up to date with all of our adventures here in and out of the courtroom. And I will see you guys later. Later.
Wings to rise from